Hi, friend, and welcome to today's beautiful practice for grounding our energy. This is a topic that actually comes up a lot during my Reiki sessions with clients, and they always seem to ask, how do I know when my energy is not grounded? Well, you may be asking yourself the same thing. How people usually can identify if their energy is not grounded, and what I mean by that is the energy stored in that root chakra at the bottom of the tailbone, which we are going to focus on today. You may start to notice you're a little more forgetful. You may be foggy brained. So the purpose of making sure that our energy is grounded is then we are able to think with clarity. We're able to make cognitive decisions and be productive. So with that, let's go ahead and begin today's practice and focus on grounding. If you're not already in a standing position, my friend, go ahead and meet me there. And we're just going to start in that mountain pose today. So kind of rock back and forth on those feet. Find the placement, root to rise. That means we press down to lift up. Palms can be facing open towards the sky. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Think about a string pulling out of your crown chakra up into the sky, lifting you tall and proud. And if you've not already, close the eyes and just start to focus on the breath. We're going to do a quick little grounding meditation. And if you're looking for something longer, I will list that in the description below of a grounding meditation. So yogi, let's go ahead and begin. In your mind's eye, see a white light. And pull that white light through your crown chakra, the top of the head. Bring it to the third eye, located between the eyebrows. On your exhale, guide the light to the throat chakra. And that next exhale, guide the breath to the heart in the center of the chest. And exhale, take the light to the solar plexus in the tummy. Exhale, guide that light to the sacral chakra located at the navel. And exhale, guide that light to the bottom of the tailbone, that root chakra. Now this time, yogi, on that exhale, you see that light split into two and travel down each individual leg, past the thighs, over the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles. And once that bright white light reaches the bottom of each foot, begin to see and feel beautiful, strong tree roots growing deep into the earth beneath you. Each exhale pushes those roots wider, stronger, deeper into the earth. And take a few breaths here, yogi, and stay as long as you wish. Maybe you continue to grow those roots into the earth. Maybe you're happy where you are. You are strong, you are tall. And on your next inhale, gently begin to retract those roots slowly out of Mother Earth. Maybe you take in some loving nutrients along the way as Mother Earth is ever so healing. And then you feel the roots gently come back to the bottom of the feet. Great job. Open the eyes. Inhale, let's reach up. Maybe take a back bend here with those cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, take it down to the ground. Now, a couple of options here. If you have knee issues, you're welcome to find that seated position just as I am here on those sit bones. Or you can join me by sitting gently on those knees. And the other option is if you want to feel that nice stretch in those toes, you can tuck those toes underneath. Squeezing the knees in towards the midline if that's where you are. Squeezing that mula bandha, that pelvic floor. Gently rest those palms on the knees no matter what position you're in. Continue to relax those shoulders. Feel that root chakra really engaging, igniting. Just breathe. You may even start to see the color red, which is the color we associate with that root chakra. I encourage you to do this practice outside, to really connect with nature just as I am today. One more breath here, yogi. And release that bind of the mula bandha of the pelvic floor. If you're on those toes as I am, you can slightly come forward in that tabletop position and gently tap out those toes. Great job. Go ahead and meet me in that seated position if you were not already there. We're going into that Baddha Konasana. So those knees fall wide. You find those sit bones. And the blades of the feet are pressing into the earth. The arches of the feet slightly fall open like you're reading a book. Tuck the elbows in towards that rib cage. Inhale, lift up, create that space in the spine. Exhale, hinge forward at the hip creases, guiding that heart energy forward. Think that there's a flashlight shining towards me as you start to guide the body forward, keeping that nice long spine here. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, keeping those elbows glued in towards the rib cage. Just take a few breaths here, really focusing on that coccyx bone, the very bottom of the spine, connecting with the earth beneath you. Your sit bones are grounding you down into the earth. Your third eye in between those eyebrows may be pointing towards the earth as well. The center of our intuition. Let's take 2 more breaths here, really engaging. Maybe you choose to squeeze the mula bandhas here as well to deepen your practice in this posture. And when you're ready, gently guide yourself up, keeping that nice, long, tall spine. The sun is bright here in North Carolina, and it's warm and I'm dripping. Good job. Let's go ahead, swing those legs around, and gently roll down one vertebrae at a time, really activating that core. We're not doing a lot of core work here today, so use this time to really connect. And lie down, hug those knees to the chest. No rush here. Maybe you come into a tiny little ball. Hug yourself, love yourself for this moment to connect, to ground, to recenter, to balance. You rock those knees side to side. Massage the spine. The erector spinae muscles that run parallel along the spine. And keep that right knee in towards that chest. Extend that left leg out straight. Guide the head, neck, and shoulders back down to the earth. Relax the arms by the side, or option to take them out to a T beside you. Bring the knee into that tabletop position. You want that knee in line with the hip, and then gently guide that right knee across the body, ever so gently. Now be mindful here of that low back. If you do feel discomfort in that low back, you can use that left hand to prop that right knee up. Maybe you place a yoga block. Maybe you place a rolled up towel. Whatever you need here, a pillow, it does not matter. Just being gentle and intentional with each movement today. Each breath, bringing more clarity to the mind. And bringing ourselves back to the body and the present moment together. And gently guide that right knee back up. And extend that leg out. Now let's lift that left knee up into that tabletop position. And whenever you're ready, use that exhale to guide that left knee over the body, watching the airplanes above. Maybe that gaze decides to go over that left shoulder. Again, being mindful of that low back here, taking the option that suits you best. It's always important that we meet ourselves where we are in each present moment and each practice. Maybe you focus on that strong Ujjayi breath. Maybe you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth as a cleansing opportunity. And gently guide that knee back up towards the sky into that tabletop position. Lower that left foot. Now bend that right knee as well and just windshield wiper those knees gently side to side, bringing that spine back to neutral. Yeah. Let's enjoy a nice figure 4 stretch here. Starting on that right side, take that right ankle and gently cross it on top of that left thigh. And then you're going to want to thread the needle, lifting that left thigh towards you, and place those hands wherever it is accessible for you. Maybe it's behind the thigh, maybe you grab a hold of the shin, but just make sure you're not pulling on that knee joint. And then guide that left knee towards the chest. Maybe you choose to use that right forearm a little bit to gently press against that right thigh as well, deepening that stretch in the hip and the outer part of the glute. Yeah, maybe gently rock side to side here as well. Just do what honors your body right now. Continue to breathe. We want to make sure we stay in that sukha, that good space, easeful space. And gently come out of that, and let's switch it up. Place that left ankle on top of that right thigh, thread that needle, take a hold of wherever it is accessible for you, and guide that right knee towards the chest. Maybe this is enough for you today. Maybe you choose to deepen that stretch by pressing that left forearm into that left thigh. Each inhale creates that space. Each exhale can guide you deeper into each pose. Great job. And when you are ready, gently release that. Extend those legs out. Inhale, take the arms behind you. Engage the thighs, flex the feet, toes towards the nose. Exhale, guide yourself up into that seated position. We're going into that head to knee pose. Now you're going to bend, turn so you can see, bend that right knee, and you want to place that right foot on the inside of that left thigh. We're squeezing that left thigh. You'll notice my calf gently lifted off of the ground. Yours may do the same. You're flexing the toes towards the nose. Think about pressing that left heel away from you. We're sitting on those ischial tuberosities, those sit bones. Inhale, yogi, reach up. Maybe you smile along the way. Exhale, slightly turn towards that left leg and take a hold wherever it is accessible with that long spine. You're hinging at the hips. Maybe you choose to place the hands on the shins. Maybe you can take a hold of the bottom of that foot, keeping that nice long flat back. And then inhale, lift up, create more space. Exhale, maybe you take yourself deeper by bending those elbows in towards the earth. All parts of the body here grounding. Still squeezing that left thigh. You're creating that pressure cooker sensation. That right foot is pressing in towards the left thigh. The left thigh is pressing in towards that right foot. Stay for another moment. Stay for another breath. That right hip stays down onto the earth. Create that space. Exhale, take it a little deeper, only if you've got it. Honor where you are. Beautiful. And gently release. Inhale, come up. Long flat back here. Heart energy still shining forward towards me. And exhale, release those arms. Let's switch. Now that right leg extends out. That left foot comes in, and let's do it. Inhale, reach up. Engage that right thigh. Twist gently towards that right leg. Exhale, hinge forward, folding at that hip crease. Go where it is accessible. Hands can be on the shins. Maybe they're reaching towards the heel. Maybe you can take a hold of the bottom of that right foot. Inhale, create more space. Exhale, hinge it forward a little more. Really feeling those hamstrings here. Remembering that pressure cooker sensation. Those elbows are bending towards the earth. You've got it. Can you squeeze that right thigh a little more? If you can, then you must. Can you press that right heel? Yes, just 1 more millimeter away from the body. Beautiful work. 1 more breath. Heart energy still shining bright towards me, connecting with the earth. Left hip is down. Inhale guides you up. And exhale. Release back down. Good job. Now switching it up again. This time, extend that left leg out in front of you. You're going to create a space between that left thigh and that right foot, about hands distance in between. So we're inhaling, reaching up. You're sitting on those sit bones. Exhale, rotate towards the right side. That right arm comes behind the body. And then that left elbow goes on the outside of that right knee. You're squeezing that left thigh, still pressing that left heel away. Now, if you've got it, if you want it, that gaze, that drishti starts to look over that right shoulder. Maybe you choose to tent the fingers here. We're not dumping and collapsing into that right side. We have that nice, long, tall, proud spine here. Shoulders are away from those ears. This is Marichiasana. See, I love this one. It's great to twist, creating that synovial fluid in the spine. 1 more breath here. And gently release and come out. Let's switch it to the other side. You're going to now extend that right leg out, bend that left knee, find the placement here. Palms distance between the arch of that left foot and that right thigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, rotate over now towards the left. Take that left hand back behind you. Right elbow on the outside of that right thigh. Squeezing that right thigh, pressing that right heel away. Excellent job. And if doing this full twist is not accessible, any amount is a good amount. Maybe you take a hold of that shin. Great, great job. I needed that cleansing breath. Maybe you decide to do the same. Staying on those sit bones, keeping that nice long spine, feeling that root chakra connecting to the earth. Amazing work here. That drishti is looking over that left shoulder. And gently unwind out of that. Let's do a well-deserved fish pose. Extend those legs out in front of you. You can point the toes, and then you want to place those palms right at that hip, and then you're going to come down onto those forearms. You'll feel those sit bones move a little bit. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and guide the head back. That crown of the head goes towards the earth. You'll start to feel that arch in the back. Now, if you choose to go into a back bend here, maybe an upward plank pose, do what honors you, but this fish feels oh so good for me today. Feeling that nice extension here in the spine. Each inhale creating more space, each exhale taking you deeper into the asana. One more breath here, yogi. And gently come out of that. Bring the head back up. And again, let's come into that seated position. Engage that core one more time. Extend those arms out in front of you and roll down one vertebrae at a time for that well-deserved happy baby. I wonder if you can see how drenched I am. Bend those knees in towards the chest. The knees kind of go out towards the armpits here. You flex the feet up towards the sky. Now think about if you've ever been to a traditional gym where you're doing that leg press machine. That's what you're focusing on here. Now grab wherever is accessible. Maybe it's the shins, maybe it's the ankles, close to the ankles. If you can, grab towards the blade, the outside of those feet. And think about hugging those knees in towards the armpit. Having that nice flat back here. Maybe you slightly tuck your chin towards the chest, being mindful of that cervical part of the spine, the neck. And if it feels right, maybe you rock side to side, again, massaging that spine. Amazing work here. And yogi's choice, if you want to extend that right leg straight here. Taking the options that serve you in that moment in time. And maybe you then decide to bring that right knee in, extend the left. And bring it back in. If that leg was extended, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself that big bear hug. And exhale. Let's go into that well-deserved Savasana. You can take your choice. Maybe you lie on your back, releasing everything down into the earth. Maybe you go into that constructive rest where the knees are bent, the feet are wide. Maybe you enjoyed that butterfly, that supine Baddha Konasana, where the feet are together like the book and the knees go wide. Connecting yourself with nature. Focus on each exhalation, guiding all the energy to the root chakra. whenever you're ready, you're welcome to stay here as long as you wish, or join me by rolling over to your favorite side. And then guiding yourself up into that seated position. Finding those sit bones. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope that it brings you more clarity, makes the mind clear so you can focus, so you can have the productivity that you desire. When we stay grounded in that root chakra, it allows us to see the world from a different perspective. We're able to be more logical thinkers, especially when emotional situations may arise. If you enjoyed today's practice, or if there were certain postures that really spoke to you today, I would love to hear about them. Please leave it in the comments below. Give me that like button, and please subscribe so I can continue to bring all of these videos to you and so much more. Thank you for being here. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Let's bring the palm to the forehead, to the third eye, and I bow to you in Namaste.